Not enough nonsense in your life? Need a little more? Well, get ready, because these two have it in spades. Loose talk.
What are you talking about? Nonsense.
Even looser opinions.
Please explain.
And you're along for the ride.
Everybody strap in!
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
You know, it shocks me each and every week when we arrive here at the Burble studio that we haven't got an injunction to stop this shit. It really does. Hello, I'm Benny.
My name is Az.
And more nonsense has happened around the world, and we're just, you know, like proud parents. Really? We're just like proud parents to be able to bring this to you each and every week. It is The Burble. Now, before we get into the content of the podcast, let us remind you exactly where you can find us. So we are on Apple iTunes. You can also get us in the greater United States on Google Podcasts. We're also on
iHeartRadio,
Spotify, Castbox, and
Spreaker.
Yes, Spreaker, our podcast partner. And also, as well, you can catch us on YouTube, but they're still cutting us into 15-minute segments down the old YouTube. That's a bit strange.
I have
But
to look into that, like I fixed Google.
like you did nothing. This week's podcast, well, a bloke's in court after he's had a minor motor vehicle accident, but the van he was driving had $200 million of ice in it. Guess what he crashed into? Police car.
Don't get high on your own supply.
Police car. I never thought I would ever say this sentence in my life, but 15 teens have been treated for rabies after they had interspecies relationships with a poor donkey. So that's going to be spoken about as now. Listen, Fukushima, what a disaster that was. 2011 with the tsunami and then the nuclear plant. They still reckon that's bigger than Chernobyl, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hot zone over there still, but apparently tourism reigns supreme over in Japan.
While we're trying to shut things down like climbing Uluru and all that kind of thing.
Clean energy or anything
Yeah,
like that.
that's
or,
right. No.
Or superannuation.
They're opening beaches back up over there, so we'll talk about that. A woman's been crushed to death by a partner after falling off a balcony whilst having sex.
They're just falling all over the place out there in England, aren't they?
They are falling all over each other.
We had a man in your front yard falling out of a plane
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago, and
Yeah.
now...
Okay, so the law of gravity is going to be the hot topic of 2019.
Yeah, no appeals against the law of gravity, unfortunately.
We will reflect on the year that was simply by gravity. You know, Sir Isaac Newton's probably in his grave or wherever he is right now just laughing, going,
You dumbass.
I love it when my papers get republished in different ways. Also, as well, a man who hasn't washed his hair for 40 years says the dreads are a blessing from God. Don't you do anything. You had a dirty dread and you still got
I had
it.
a dreadlock.
You've got it. You still got it, haven't
It's
you?
in a box. We'll talk more about that later. no
Imagine
doubt.
being a fan of a music icon such as Mariah Carey.
Hasn't she gone batshit crazy now?
Well, the thing, she was with James Packer.
And then she was with that dude with one name. Like Serge or something.
Yeah. Well, anyway, one fan of Mariah Carey got a real surprise on her birthday. We'll talk about that. Now, listen, we are one less dick shit in the world, as with Sheila Dixit. She's Delhi's longest-serving chief minister and one of India's most prominent women politicians. And she died of a heart attack at 81. We were talking about the loss of just one dick shit in this world. And kids apparently don't want to go to the moon. They don't care about space. They're more interested in YouTube. That's all coming up on The Burble.
Loose talk. Even looser opinions. The Burble.
Okay, we promised the dumbest of the dumb here on the Burble every week.
We haven't had any emergency room sort of stories. One is sort of coming up, but we'll go a dumb criminal story.
Oh, this is
first.
the dumbest of the dumb criminal stories. So, 25-year-old driver, now, the other day was, doing his day job of being a drug mule.
And it's busy.
Yeah, busy. Like, he's got a white van, nondescript van, I believe they called it.
Got to
and,
dart around the city.
Dart around the city, doing the drop-offs and deliveries and whatever drug mules do.
Yeah, where do you find the list of what the day-to-day things you've got to do as a drug mule?
I don't know. Would you just have it on your phone and then just ask Siri what your next appointment was?
Is there an app? Is there like a...
Oh, there wouldn't have. There'd be an app.
There's a drug mule app?
There'd be an app for everything.
Or are
isn't there?
they going nondescript and just using some other type of delivery system? Like they've downloaded, say, maybe FedEx or something like that.
Maybe, or maybe they've got a Navman or something with waypoints. Anyway, look, long story short, old mate. Now, police will allege that...
You've got to start the story with that.
Police will
allege.
That a 26-year-old driver has actually been caught with, get this, $200 million worth of the drug ice.
Jesus.
Now, that's a stack of ice.
Now, look, I don't know how much ice gets sold
That's a
for.
van load.
Well, it is a van load, but what do they sell it? Do they sell it in points or...
I don't know, like by the gram? I
don't know.
Anyway, look, they sell it by the ice. I'll have one ice, please, Mr. Dealer. I don't know. Anyway.
Do you think he drives around the suburbs playing
Just
like green sleeves?
he'd be playing like tweaker music, like, oh, the Iceman's here.
Oh, the Iceman cometh.
Yeah.
There he is.
Now, little Johnny, run out there and get Mummy 2 points of ice. I don't know how
Where did
shit
this
works.
happen? So, what he got busted with this $200 million of ice.
$200 million worth of ice.
In the van, in the high ace.
In the van, in a high ace.
Yep.
So it was in Eastwood. Nice-ish suburb. Used to work down that way. Anyway, it was probably one of the easiest busts the coppers have ever made, Benny, and I'll let him on why.
Yeah, tell me why. What happened?
He ran the van into 2 parked police cars out the front of the cop shop.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep, there's footage. He's going down the road like, you know when you're a kid and you go down a hill on your bike and you get the death wobbles and the bike starts to go from side to side. And,
skateboard, yes.
or
bike,
skateboard.
Bike, no. You
anything
can
with
usually
wheels.
yeah.
But you get the death wobbles. The vision shows him getting the death wobbles in a van.
How fast was he going?
Not that fast. He's just not a very good drug mule.
So he wasn't speeding?
Ah, ba-doom-ts.
Well, they don't have speed anymore, do they?
No, it's all ice now. And I mean, there's an epidemic. There's a problem. There's a shortage of ice.
There is now.
Well, see, it's been it's been such a bad cold and flu season this winter.
Yeah, pseudo-green. Yeah.
The junkies are turning all their ice back into pseudo, to get rid of the sniffle. But no, seriously, this dickhead literally lost control of this van going about 50 k's an hour, crossed over on the wrong side of the road a couple of times, and then badunk, straight into 2 police cars and out the front of the cop shop.
So did he take off?
Yeah, he did. Didn't get very far.
So we've got vision of it right here in front of us. So there's a police cruiser.
Yep.
Another one parked in front of it in parallel parking.
That's after he's hit those 2. The van.
And he's hit the van.
Yeah,
What did the police use that van for?
Well,
So did they take the hit van to that van,
To put all the
unstack
ice
that
in it?
van, to chuck all the ice in it, to take it back down to Eastwood,
probably.
down the back of the cop shop?
Anyway, so he got away. He didn't get very far. About half an hour later, a senior policeman spotted the van, obviously, which had a, what do they call it, an all-points bulletin or whatever out for it. White
APB,
van,
yeah.
front damage,
Yeah.
pull this bloke over. So he pulled him over. They searched the car and they found 13 cardboard boxes
Yeah.
containing 21 kilo bags of meth.
Hang on, there were 21 1-kilo bags?
Yeah, so 21 kilos of meth in the back of the van.
How long does that take to make? Like how?
I don't know.
Well, I just want to know because, seriously, you go to a restaurant sometimes if they're crowded and you only just want the Parmesan, right?
Yeah, I see where you come
Is
from.
that 10 minutes to cook it up? But I want to know how long it takes. Hang on, that's 21. So 21 kilos in each box, 13 boxes.
Yeah.
So what's that?
Okay, the result's in. It's 1 metric ton of drugs.
Did he pull up? Did he try to exchange details? What did he do?
No, I think he the copper just pulled him over, like woo, and he stopped, and obviously he was like sitting in the van like Tweak from bloody South Park, because obviously he's getting paid in meth. They're not paying him in money, are they?
Well, I'm looking at this report here, actually. It's saying that an hour later, one of the senior coppers spotted the van travelling south towards the Ryde Bridge on Church Street, and he stopped him. Mm-hmm. Now, he said that he had somewhat suspicious behaviour prompted this officer to search the vehicle. Inside the van, yep, there you go. What did you say, a metric...
1 metric ton.
$200 million.
So they got 273 kilos of ice, Benny.
So he's on that basis then, if you're 273, $200 million, so you're almost talking like almost a kilo of ice is almost $1 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently.
We're in the wrong job, bro.
Keep it quiet.
No, I'm joking.
No.
In all seriousness, I would imagine as that crashing into a police vehicle with that amount of drugs on board's somewhat unheard of, wouldn't you say?
It's just one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life.
So did the van have the death wobbles, or was maybe he just looking down at his phone? Are they going to add that to the rap sheet as well? Are they going to? Are police going to allege that he had $200 million worth of ice and he was also using his mobile phone?
Well, his license is now, isn't it?
Police are going to take all the credit for this, but realistically, it was one of the easiest drug busts.
This is the Stephen Bradbury of drug busts.
This is the Stephen Bradbury of drug busts. They weren't sitting around a whiteboard. They didn't have the whole, the task force in the room.
Someone heard a bang.
Someone heard a bang. They all walked out, coffee cups in hand, and went,
"Oh, you're nicked, sunshine."
200 kilos.
So they're gonna allege Benny here.
Yes, they have to allege.
They're going to allege that he did large commercial drug supply.
I love police talk.
Yeah,
I love police talk, especially when police media release those things. They'll go, "It will be alleged that the perpetrator." They've got to keep it all vanilla.
Yeah, because you can't affect the trial.
It's got to be vanilla without the flavour.
Without the flavour. Well, they could sprinkle some ice on top of this one.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
As the television program Chernobyl, which you've now finally finished, I encourage you to watch it.
Oh, it's amazing.
It is amazing. A lot of people are just walking away from that TV show just going, wow, that was just out of this world. Brilliant piece of TV. The Russians don't like it, though.
Of course not.
They don't like it. And I'll tell you why they don't like it, because they're not... they didn't use Russian accents. Now, I think that putting a whole bunch of classically trained English actors into a production such as that and then try to get them to sound Russian would probably just sound a little foolish.
I think the suspension of disbelief would have sort of gone out the window with that.
Yeah, that's fine. I think I appreciate it. They were talking the way that they naturally talk, the English language. It was fine. And listen, so it's experiencing a bit of a boom in terms of tourism now. People want to go.
And live stream.
From the... Now, do you honestly think you're going to get proper mobile reception inside the Chernobyl exclusion zone?
Don't know. Haven't been there.
Don't think so.
Probably not.
Don't think it's going to happen. And a big disaster. Lots of people... as they said on the program, only 30-odd people were officially listed as victims of Chernobyl.
That's Russia, though, isn't it?
It was
Cold War Russia.
It was communist Russia, 1986. Well, listen, 2011, Fukushima happened.
Yes, it did.
With the tsunami, and massive disaster happened in that zone. People still haven't been able to go back there. Of course, they've had
the water's now
exactly right. Well, you would probably say that, yes, the water is but no. Families and surfers in Japan have now been allowed to swim at a beach near Fukushima nuclear plant for the first time since the 2011 disaster.
Now interesting.
They don't let you swim in any of the waters surrounding Chernobyl. I'll give you the hot tip on that one, okay? Why are they opening the beaches back up at Fukushima?
Well, look.
Don't the Japan... Look, they love punishment, don't they?
They love radioactive monsters too, the Japanese.
That's true.
Godzilla,
Mothra,
Ultraman.
Now, was Ultraman a bad guy?
No, he was a good guy, but he fought the bad radioactive monsters.
Yeah. But there's only so many times that they can come back, isn't there?
Well, no, they're radioactive. That's the beauty of it.
Right.
They're just,
Do you mean dispel belief there for a second that Godzilla actually came from one of the atolls that the Americans were testing on back in the 40s and 50s?
Well, that's where
Remember that shithouse movie with Matthew Broderick?
No.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
They've been erased from my memory.
Well,
I actually like the old Godzilla movies, and that was an abomination before.
Oh, paper mache.
It was shit.
I just love it.
Matthew Broderick's generally shit. Like, he married Sarah Jessica Parker. He really came second in life, didn't he? But at least every time he goes home, he can look at her and go, why the long face?
Anyway. But that movie, though, like... And
then that stupid, what was it, R. Kelly or bloody P. Diddy or P. Daddley friggin' dumbass remix of Led Zeppelin?
Yes.
That was shit.
Come With Me.
No, that was crap.
Was it Come With Me?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, we're getting off topic there. Just back on it, though, just with the, all the building crashing and fighting of, like, two idiots in rubber suits in the 50s being filmed in Japan and stuff like that. I always wondered about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers because they used to smash into buildings and stuff, and I'm like going, do you know what? Don't you think that the whole country would get behind trying to defeat these large monsters rather than leaving it up to 5 American teens? I'll tell you why. Because so much public work has to go back into rebuilding these shrines, museums, banks, buildings, roads,